Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to Best Kept Plans. Today's video is going to be a budget with me for the paycheck that I will be receiving on March 16th, 2023 using the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. If you're interested in seeing that, please stick around. So as I said in my introduction, we're doing a budget with me for the paycheck that I'm receiving on March 16th. As you can see from my monthly spread, March is a 3 paycheck month for me, which is very, very exciting. Hoping that means that I'm going to be able to put a really good amount of money in towards savings this month. As you can see, all of my bills for the first half of the month were paid for already. With this paycheck, we're going to be paying all of my bills for the rest of the month. So Netflix, Optimum, car payment, Verizon, my church contribution, all of that fun stuff. We're going to flip towards my paycheck budget tracker for this paycheck, and I'm going to zoom on in. So first things first, let's talk about my income. I think I mentioned in my last budget with me that my income will be changing just a little bit because it was my birthday on March 1st, and every year on my birthday I do increase my contribution to my retirement accounts by 1%. I wasn't sure if that was going to take effect in my March 2nd paycheck. It did not, so I'm anticipating that I'm going to see that change in my March 16th paycheck. So I am still budgeting my income to be $3,100, which is what I have been budgeting it to be, but I generally make like 3150 something or 3160 something. So I think I might go under 3,100 with this increase in my contribution to my retirement accounts, but I'm not sure yet. So thinking that I'm going to know definitively what that new number is going to be with this paycheck, and then you'll see it reflected in my future paycheck budget trackers. For my bills, like I said, when we looked at my monthly spread, I have my Netflix, Verizon, Optimum, car payment, and church contribution. Netflix, I'm budgeting 17. Verizon, I budgeted 130, but I kind of messed that up. I'm not going to lie. My Verizon bill is going to be a little bit higher than that because I did purchase a new phone. My mom and I are on a family plan. We both got new phones actually. And so I do think it is going to be higher than the 130 I budgeted. That's going to balance with the fact that my Optimum is actually going to be lower than 205. I was having some issues with Optimum. They increased my monthly payment by like $40 in January. I called them. I tried to get everything fixed for February. They said it was going to be fixed. It was not. And so I ended up calling and speaking to them again. And fortunately, when I got my March statement, it was actually 155. I think that's less than it's going to be overall. I think it's going to be closer to 185. But it was 155 for March. So whatever I'm over budget for with my Verizon should balance out with what I'm under budget for my Optimum. My car payment $460, and then church contribution is $20. If I add all of those bills up together, we do have $832 in bills for this paycheck. And if I subtract that from the $3,100 I'm budgeting my income to be, we're left with $2,268, which is what we're going to bring over to the envelopes or variable expense section. Now, while bills are set expenses, set amounts, variable expenses vary. You don't know what you're going to spend, but you know that you're going to spend money. So for me, those categories are always my groceries, eating out, gas, and miscellaneous. Other people in their budgets might have other categories for this section of their paycheck budget tracker. I also always budget the same amount of cash for each of these categories. That just works well for me. I always have in the back of my head that if I don't spend all of this money, it's just going to end up going into my emergency fund. So I think sticking with these same denominations or amounts really works. So for me, I always budget $200 for groceries, $100 for eating out, $75 for gas, and $175 for miscellaneous. Adding that together, it does equal $550. And if I subtract that from the $2,268 I was left with after paying my bills, we have $1,718 to bring up into the sinking fund section. We are chugging along with regards to sinking funds for 2023. Very, very excited to have made as much progress as I have. Of all of my sinking funds, we only have 4 left, and 2 of them are rolling sinking funds, which don't have a monetary goal, and I'm just going to keep contributing to every single pay period. So travel is one of those rolling sinking funds. I always put $50 into it. Black Friday is not, but it's just going to be getting its normal to $25. And that's because I still have to reach goal on my car insurance and taxes. So I do a sinking fund snowball method where I keep the amount of money that I put towards my sinking funds the same with every pay period, even though I've reached goal on a bunch of them. And so whatever cash I would be putting towards the ones that I've already reached goal on, I just put that towards a different envelope that hasn't reached goal yet. And right now, that main envelope is my car insurance and taxes envelope. So it's getting $365 instead of its usual $110. And then giving is also getting $50, and that is another one of those rolling sinking funds that I contribute to no matter what. So all of these added up together do equal my usual $490. And if I subtract that $490 from the $1,718 we were left with after bills and variable expenses, we have $1,228 left. Now, towards the beginning of this year, prior, I think, to March, I was really trying to put quite a bit of money towards paying off my car loan. I purchased a new car in June of 2022, and I definitely want to pay that off. I want to get rid of that debt. And so I was making a conscious effort to try and put at least some money towards my car with every single pay period. At times putting more towards my car than towards my house savings. I've kind of reversed that. I want to be putting more money towards my house savings, but I do still want to try to put some cash towards my car. So with the $1,228 that we have, I'm going to be putting $228 of that into my car. So we're going to make our normal car payment, and I'm also going to make an extra payment for $228 towards the principal, which means we're going to have $1,000 left, and that's going to go right into my house savings account. I've really ramped up my house search. I am actively looking with a realtor every single day at houses. I've been on a tour of a few of them. Nothing has quite hit yet. I definitely came really close with one of the houses that I looked at a few weeks ago. It just had some things, unchangeable things that I just really don't think I'm okay with. So we're getting closer, but the search is not over yet, unfortunately. And because we're getting closer, I really, really want to actively be putting as much as I can towards house savings. If I flip this over, I did do my cash envelope breakdown, and I did do it correctly. Very excited. It's about 50-50 if that's going to happen for me. So with this paycheck, the first few categories here are my variable expenses. As you can see, I don't have groceries listed here. That's because I purchase my groceries online, and so I pay for them online. I have a separate checking account at my bank that is specifically for my grocery money, and I pay for my bill right out of that. My other 3 variable expenses I do pull out in cash. So we're doing $100 for eating out, but I am going to be pulling money out of that envelope to put towards my 2023 savings challenges. So I'm pulling out that $100 in a 50 to 20s of 5 and 5 singles. $75 for gas is going to get money taken out of it for savings challenges. So we're going to do that $75 in 3 20s, a 10 and a 5. Miscellaneous is getting $175, but we're going to be taking cash out for one of the savings challenges. So we're going to do the $175 and 100, 50, 20 and a 5. Next, for my sinking funds, I really always try to go with largest bills possible. And so you're going to see here that like 50s, $50 bills for that. My 25 is going to be a 20 and a 5. And then for car insurance taxes, as many hundreds as I can get, and then going down from there. When I get paid on the 16th, I will be going to the bank and withdrawing $840. And that's what we're going to be stuffing when I do my cash envelope stuffing on Saturday. That is it for this Paychecks budget with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I always love doing these budgets, just kind of talking through like what my reasoning is for, constructing my budget in a certain way. Everyone's budget is different. I think a budget is really, really personal. And while I enjoy sharing my budget and how I work through my budget here on YouTube, I do always want to make sure people realize that it is a personal thing. And so what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. If you have any questions or comments about how I budget or how I use the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom, please don't hesitate to put them down below. And as always, everyone, please be safe. Bye-bye.